to open the bank book, send money over to the poor children of Gaza, get them funded, let's get them some food. How could you look at yourself in the mirror knowing that there's children hungry over in Gaza? And what is actually happening with the money when it arrives in Gaza and into the World Vision Fund? It goes to local militias and local militants.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar!
Nice.
Conor McGregor gets absolutely destroyed by Hollywood actor, forced to delete his tweet, absolutely humiliated. This was the headline that we saw across the board in the last couple of days. A little spat between the absolute nut job Liam Cunningham and Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor was poking fun at Liam Cunningham and Greta Thunberg for the whole "we've been kidnapped." Of course, Liam Cunningham wasn't on the boat that was intercepted by Israeli forces, and they offered Greta Thunberg some lovely food and a lovely little photo op and everything like that. He wasn't on that boat. He bottled it, apparently. He just bottled it. He bailed out. He was there for the virtuous photograph that went across the internet of him sitting on the boat, heading towards this virtuous humanitarian mission, which never came to fruition. Conor called him out for it. He had a little bit of a retort talking about tapping out to Khabib or something like that, and Conor deleted the tweet, which he does with about 90% of his tweets. Of course, this was an awesome chance for the media, who absolutely hate Conor McGregor for a number of different reasons, but one of the main ones is that he talks out about mass uncontrolled migration into Ireland and the devastating effects that it has on the Irish people. But of course, you would never see someone as virtuous as Liam Cunningham talking about the plight of the Irish people. It has to be brown people on the other side of the world just to get that bit of clout. So we're going to have a look at what transpired there, but we're also going to have a look at the charities in which Liam Cunningham is the face of and what exactly they're up to behind the scenes. Before we get into it, if you can do me a favour, if you could like the video, subscribe and share, I'd really appreciate that. If you want to support the channel, I have a Patreon, the link is in the description, or you can become a member to the channel. I'd really appreciate that as well. Cheers. As you can see here, McGregor deletes tweets after row with Liam Cunningham. Didn't know you could read or write. Online row between Conor McGregor and Liam Cunningham over the Gaza-bound aid boat. Conor McGregor forced to delete post after being destroyed by Game of Thrones actor. These go on and on and on there. Just, again, very typical. And of course, Conor is referring to these insane, egregious statements from Liam Cunningham. And Greta Thunberg was doing her thing. She was front and center of the news and she was getting eyes on her, pretending to care about the brown people out in Gaza. Liam Cunningham, of course, was all in on that spin. He lost his shit because a picture went out of Greta Thunberg smiling and receiving food from her kidnappers, which would be common enough, I would think. This is a reprehensible level that the British media have stooped to. An act of piracy and kidnapping described as this, beyond parity. This is where we are. So it's these type of virtuous tweets that prompted Conor McGregor to respond to him. The Freedom Flotilla was attacked during the night. The ship was rammed, boarded, 12 volunteers kidnapped. This is more reprehensible behaviour from a genocidal regime in Tel Aviv. Conor then said to him, "I thought you were on the boat, Limo. What happened? You forgot your goggles." You get seasick off the gargle, did you? You bottler. And then Liam Cunningham then responded saying that, "Didn't know you could read or write, thought you used your hands to tap out." Obviously using ChatGPT to write that tweet. Pathetic retort, and would obviously prompt you to ask the question why millions of people, media members, celebrities, all got on board and lost their collective shit, as if this was one of the best wordsmiths of our time or something like that. And for anybody who knows the Hollywood Game of Thrones star Liam Cunningham, they know that this guy is absolutely deluded, dangerous, and mentally ill. This guy proudly sits with People Before Profit, a mentally ill communist political party here in Ireland. Their sole purpose is to trans up your kids and feed foreign people, talk about climate change, housing for everybody, let's strip all the money from the rich and give it to the poor. Manifesto type of stuff. He sits proudly with these nut jobs all the time. He's got an absolutely brutal track record on every single topic you can imagine. This guy was wearing the repeal t-shirt during the abortion referendum here in Ireland, where the media, with the help of celebrities like this dude, got out there and, got it over the line, got to take away the lives of many of Irish kids that didn't get a chance, and just allowed this free flow of a depletion of population. Helps the agenda in terms of shipping in the brown lads. COVID Absolute nut job. Talking about masks, arguing constantly with people that weren't vaccinated. Absolute cretin. Here we have him saying that he got into a cab over the weekend with an unmasked, unvaccinated driver who said it's my choice. It's none of your fucking business when asked why no vaccine. Maybe a window sticker saying unvaccinated driver would help people have a choice not to be driven by a knuckle dragger. If you're refusing to comprehend the purpose of the vaccine, there's really no point in a further discussion. The evidence is on the graph you posted. The evidence is definitely in on your precious injection there, Limo. Have a look around at the population in the last 4 years. Have a look around at the oncology department and how it's up by 300%. Have a look around at that, bro. And let me know how you're getting on. Liam Cunningham is an actor who is a member of Freemason Ireland. When Conor McGregor appeared in an interview with Tucker Carlson recently, we had an absolute meltdown across the board on social media and mainstream media. Seems to be okay for old Liam here. Constant articles and coverage by the mainstream media. I feel sorry for them. Liam Cunningham on the anti-refugee protesters. So all the people that got out on the streets down in Cork last week, all the people that go out on the streets in Dublin, we're literally talking about thousands and thousands of people that have a problem with the mass influx of migrants into Ireland and the effects that it's having on our societies. We can see what's happening in Ballymena right now as we speak, all as a result of one of these beautiful multicultural, new to the neighbourhood people that arrived in that Limo, protests and advocates so hard for. We can see the results. What does he have to say about it? He said he feels sorry for us type of people. They're misinformed. Interesting. I've worked abroad. I've been a migrant. I am a migrant worker, he told News Talk reporter Mairead Cleary. What an absolutely low IQ take that everyone has been trying, but it's just not washing anymore. The Irish people have migrated all over the world. Yes, we have migrated all over the world, en masse. Just look at every single country and city that we've gone to. New York, Sydney, London, the list goes on and on. We've gone there and not only contributed to the society, we've actually built most of these cities, integrated, assimilated, and became part of these countries, and have gone above and beyond to be part of these societies. We didn't go there and take handouts. We didn't go there and become one of the biggest scourges on their system. We didn't go there and get free houses. We didn't go there and get free money. And we definitely didn't go there and intimidate the indigenous people of these places. So I find that argument absolutely vile, pathetic, and very fucking annoying. He bangs on here about people having relations that have left, and we've all experienced it. I can't understand why you would turn your back on people that are in need, running from war, running from pain, running from misery. It's an absolute disgrace. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror if I couldn't support people like that. You're deluded, bro. The vast majority of people that are flooding into Ireland are not fleeing any wars. They're not fleeing any persecution. They're economic migrants. They're coming here because they know that the government, because of people like you that prop them up, are pushing free money, free houses. Have a look around, mate. Have a look around. You're absolutely deluded. You couldn't look in the mirror? You're pathetic, man. Cunningham was speaking at the launch of a new People Before Profit pamphlet, No to War, Defend Irish Neutrality, talking out both sides of his mouth, talking about Irish neutrality and in the same breath saying that he wants to send over Irish vessels into hostile territory between Gaza, Egypt and Israel. Absolutely mentally ill, of course. And when you look up who he works with in terms of his charity work, it's World Vision Ireland. For several years he's travelled to several countries including South Sudan, Syria, Jordan to witness the impact of conflict and displacement on children and families and to raise awareness for World Vision's work. I'm like, all right, yeah. World Vision's work. There seems to be a trend recently of extremely loudmouth Irishmen who talk about virtue and charity all the time, that are obsessed with this charity. And when you scratch the surface on these charities, they're not all that virtuous, are they? Let's have a little look into Liam Cunningham's World Vision charity and see what they're all about. In 2016, Mohammed El Habi, a manager and operation for World Vision Gaza, was arrested by the Israeli Security Agency and charged with diverting approximately 50 million in aid to Hamas, a designated terrorist organization. The allegation included using fictitious humanitarian projects to funnel money and resources, such as food packets, to Hamas for activities like building attack tunnels and purchasing weapons. Here we have it over on BBC. We have the Gaza aid worker guilty of diverting funds to Hamas. The original claims were a jaw-dropping 50 million donation to Islamic militant group Hamas. It was alleged that the money that we would have amounted one of the biggest thefts in humanitarian funds in history. I guess they haven't heard of Live Aid, Band-Aid and the One Foundation yet. His employer, the world charity World Vision, stated, "In our view, there have been irregularities and a trial process and a lack of substantive public available evidence. International human rights describe the verdict as a miscarriage of justice." All right. World Vision's child sponsorship program has faced criticism for misleading donors. A New York Times article noted that the donations, marketed as supporting specific children, are pooled and distributed into the communities, not to actual individual children, leading to confusion among donors expecting to have a direct relationship with a sponsored child. You understand what's happening here, right? Liam Cunningham's World Vision are convincing affluent people around Western worlds, propped up by the media, of course, to open the bank book. Send money over to the poor children of Gaza. Get them funded. Let's get them some food. How could you look at yourself in the mirror knowing that there's children hungry over in Gaza? And what is actually happening with the money when it arrives in Gaza and into the World Vision Fund? It goes to local militias and local militants. We did this story last week with Bono and the Live Aid and Band-Aid money. It all went to funding civil wars in Ethiopia. No difference here. No difference in the delusions of Liam Cunningham and Bono. And the question that you have to ask yourself is, are they aware of this? That's the more interesting question. That's the one that should be getting 5 million retweets instead of him chat-GPTing a response to Conor McGregor. Pathetic virtue signalling Hollywood actor who just so happens to be from Ireland. Like Bono, an absolute nut job of a yoke. Interview after interview. Open up Twitter, type in Gaza, and you're going to get an interview from Liam Cunningham spitting venom about how Western people are turning a blind eye to what's happening in Gaza at the moment. And how will you explain it to your grandchildren how you sat by and watched it happen? Let me get something completely straight here for people in my comment section, or for people like Liam Cunningham or all the virtuous people out there that have Free Palestine in their bios. I don't care what happens in Gaza. I don't care what happens in Israel. I don't give a flying fuck about Israel or Palestine. What I would absolutely love and be overjoyed with and have a real sense of fulfillment looking in the mirror is if people like Bono, people like Liam Cunningham actually put their own people first. If he was on camera every single day with absolute venom talking about the plight of the Irish people or the British people or the European people that are under attack because of what is transpiring in the Middle East. That's what I would love. I'd like to see that. So I hope that sets the record straight. I don't care about Gaza. I don't care about Israel. Absolutely none of them. If the two of them got wiped off the face of the planet, I wouldn't care. I care about Irish people. And this guy doesn't. Let me know if any of that made sense. Cheers.